It's called coconut pineapple. Well,
Yeah.
at least you were still kind of in the same realm and what you wanted to do.
With the job that you have now, would you still be doing that? Or you said you're doing it just for the money, right? I don't know
We
either.
already discussed this.
And I wanted to see how they would translate all the shit that I read and all the stuff that I watched and researched on, how it's sort of specifically for Noel.
Are you listening to what you're saying? Two guys, two worlds. This is the flip side. New episodes uploaded on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify every week on Wednesday and Saturday. Now, here's your host, Jason and Noel.
Plural.
That's what I said, you nincom. Good morning, good evening. Welcome back, peeps.
Hello,
Another
everybody.
day, another
Oh.
dollar. Welcome to the flip side with me and him.
Konnichiwa.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Hi. And that's about all the Japanese you're going to get to hear on this podcast.
Domo arigatou. Oishi, oishi.
What does that mean? What are you drinking?
Oishi means good. I'm drinking Jim Beam.
Uishi means good.
Like delicious. Oishi, oishi.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're familiar
Hey.
with uishi here in the Philippines, right? Is
Yeah,
there
the
a
fish
uishi?
crackers.
Yeah, is there a uishi there also?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not as good. Different flavor. You know what I mean?
I was surprised the other day when you said that you guys had boy bawang there.
Yeah. My wife likes that a lot. Also, but the one thing that she really likes and my son is what's that? Ding dong, I think is what it's
Right.
called.
Yeah, these names
That's the one
they
that
come
they're
up
always
with.
fighting about.
These names that they come up with. So how are they how did you guys find out about these ding dongs and the
Ding
boy
dongs and ding
bawang?
dangs. Um no, at the Asian store. There's a huge Asian grocery store. So
Nice.
there's like a Filipino section, one aisle of like
Right.
literally Filipino snacks and everything.
Nice. That's really
Yeah.
what it's called. Not in 7-Eleven though, right?
No, God no.
That's interesting. I'm quite surprised. I found out only about Ding Dong and Boy Bawang and all that when I was here already, and I was like, wow, these names that they come up with. And I thought it was just available here.
Well,
Well, I guess
we
I
found
shouldn't be
out about it
surprised.
because somebody sent it to us coming back, and then we just so happened to stumble on it at the grocery store. So
Yeah,
it worked out.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's good. My wife eats it like there's no tomorrow.
I used to eat these a lot when I was like at the call center, sitting around
Right.
listening to lectures for hours, like at 3 o'clock in the morning. And you're allowed to do pretty much not whatever you want to do, but to keep yourself awake. They have, fountain of coffee. You can stand up in the
Right.
room, and then you can bring your ding dong if you like.
That just does not sound right. You can go chew on some ding dongs and some ding dangs.
Exactly. Or you can
Yeah.
put your boy bawang. Yeah. But boy
Boy
bawang
bong's
was fun.
really good though. I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed that a lot, especially when I was drinking beer back when I
Uh.
used to drink beer. So
Uh. Uh. Is that how
yeah,
you got your gut?
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I drank so much beer. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. And then my wife started cooking, so that kind of didn't help. I mean, she wasn't really that good of a cook before, but when she follows the recipe and when she started cooking, oh my God, it's so good. I mean, it made me feel like especially when she cooks sinigang. Oh, we're back
Right.
to food again. What the fuck? Sorry,
Listen,
excuse my French.
episode 20. If you don't want to talk about food again, how's your workout going?
We're episode 21 to begin with.
Oh, is it 21 already?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, congratulations. Cheers.
Yeah, baby.
That's
21. We broke it.
quite an accomplishment. Aren't you getting sick of my face yet?
Are we that close yet that I need to answer that honestly?
Good point.
I'm just kidding. Why do you think I don't
Good point.
uh that
Every
that
episode, man, I'm always worried about running out of stuff to talk about. There it is. See,
I think it's because you brought it up.
called it.
That's why my mind went blank. What are we going to
On
talk about today?
on the next episode, we will be pausing for a quick moment of silence
Yes,
as
for
Noel
about
and
25
Jason
minutes.
have run out of stuff to talk about.
Oh my god. I did mention to you that I watch at least 2 episodes of TV Patrol every week. On at least 2 episodes. On the weekends I watch it. Like when I'm
Episode,
cook.
hold on. By episode, you mean like the full hour?
Yeah.
Oh,
So when I wake up on Saturday morning, I'll cook breakfast, right? And I'll
mm,
always have my either my phone or my tablet or my laptop, whatever,
mm,
right next to the stove, and I have TV Patrol on. It's my way of
mm.
catching up on like news, bata ng bayan.
That's my way of. That's my way of. I was gonna joke and say that like it's my way of getting annoyed
Why?
and hearing the. It's just all these sound effects that they put sometimes, and the extra garlic,
Yeah.
and extra sauce that they put on their voice, on the way they talk. And I guess that's normal. That's the way, that's the branding of what they're doing. It's fine.
It does get really annoying though. Um, I'm not quite sure why they do it that way, but there's always too many little sound effects. Like,
Yeah.
for,
Well,
I don't know, whatever.
choo, 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 choo. Yes, it's like a morning. And
So what happened last night?
it's just the
Why
thing.
you were gonna say something about
Oh,
it?
if I'm acting a little sluggish right now, so aside from the fact that I slept late and just woke up like 30 seconds ago when you called me,
Mm-hmm.
we had a midnight craving for
Okay,
KFC hot
yes.
shots, which is like probably the worst. And I don't want to, talk shit on somebody else's business, but guys, it's just all like harina. It's just flour and maybe a little bit of chicken.
What do you mean it's the worst? I mean, it just sucks. It doesn't taste good or what?
Um, No, not that's the thing. Not that it doesn't taste good. It's the after. It's like okay, I feel full, but I feel funny. That
Like
kind of
sluggish?
sluggish kind of feeling. It just didn't. Yeah. Maybe I should have just gotten the regular chicken.
Ah,
So this is supposedly the hot shots, but they didn't used to be this way. They didn't feel or taste so cheap afterwards.
what time did you guys go?
Oh, we had it delivered like at 3 o'clock.
In the morning?
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously? Well,
Yeah.
that's why it tastes horrible because it's at 3 in the morning.
Right. Yeah. Well, whatever. But the quality should still be the same. 24 hours.
KFC is 24 hours over there.
Yeah. We
Well,
didn't ask the
that
delivery
sucks.
guy to wake up the
Well, yeah,
KFC
that's
all of a
true. I forgot.
sudden.
I'm
Now,
sorry.
you know what's kicking up all the calls? The call centers are all keeping up these fast food joints 24/7.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
There's like a cyber zone type of place that they have here, or like an IT center or IT park kind of thing where they have 24-hour, call centers open. I'm looking for my pen, man. I can't seem to like sit properly here and behave without my pen. I feel naked with or not naked, but like I'm a soldier without a gun in my fight.
Right.
Anyways. So yeah, so that's the thing. Okay, it's all good. I got my citron drink here to sort of wash it all down. And then I had coffee also last night, which is strange.
Well,
Like
there you go. That's why you're up so late.
in the middle of having KFC. What's going on? What about you? What's stirring up the pot lately?
Not a whole lot, really. I mean, it's been kind of like a sluggish week. Today's Wednesday, at least where I am. Wednesday night. Um, it's been kind of a really crappy week. And it's not completely all bad. It's just I don't know what it is. I've been feeling kind of sluggish. Okay,
Did you
I'm
have
gonna I'm gonna
KFC
tell you the
too?
truth.
Did you have
Yeah.
KFC too?
So over the weekend, well, no, the other day we had Jollibee. I actually I sent you the pictures. Remember? So my wife
Mm.
calls me while I'm at work. Hey, I want Jollibee. I'm craving. Since I was already there, I drove another 45 minutes to get it from my work, and they actually had that a new item in the menu. It's that coconut pineapple pie that we talked about.
They still
But you're
didn't call it.
saying that's you guys don't have that there.
Yeah. Well, what did you call it? What was it? What was it called in the menu?
It's called coconut pineapple.
Right. But it's got the pineapple. I have no idea how that tastes like. But
Oh, it's delicious.
here we just call it buko pie.
So it's just buko, no pineapple.
That's right. No pineapple.
Buko
I have
is coconut, by the way.
no idea how that's going to taste like with the pineapple.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, it actually tastes really good. Surprisingly, it tasted like so you know the mango peach pie,
Yeah.
but it's more pineapple with coconut bits in it or shreddings.
I wonder why they did that. Is it the taste? Is it for taste? Is it because of the ingredient? Because as there's not enough coconut buko ingredients there. What
I
kind of
think it's to appeal to the other cultures more. You know what I mean?
you mean if it's just all buko, it's not going to appeal to
I don't I don't know. I mean, there's coconut stuff is not really that popular to like Americans, I don't think. You know,
really?
like the white people. I know black people they love coconuts too, but white people not
I
much. I
think
don't think.
the whole world should love coconuts. I have no idea why they would mix it up like that. Maybe the taste would be too strong because you could add, I guess you could add weaken the flavor by adding a little bit of water more by diluting it. Can't
I don't
imagine why
know.
they would.
Maybe
Can't imagine why they need to add pineapple. I mean, of course they could do whatever they want to do, but I wonder if it's a resource related decision. Would it cost differently? Would it
well,
cost more if it's pure buko?
probably because I mean coconut is not as easily accessible as pineapple over here.
Yeah, yeah. So that's. I'm just wondering where that's sort of coming from. So congratulations, you guys have coconut pineapple pie.
Yeah, that was the highlight of that day.
Yeah,
So order the basic stuff like the chicken joy meal. My son is in love with the burger steak with adobo rice and the
yeah.
gravy.
Let me say something about that real quick. I found that funny because here, like we have adobo at home, like everybody has adobo at home, and there it's like
Right.
it's a special thing in your Jollibee because what? Nobody has adobo at home.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody just loves adobo. You know, even white people. You put the adobo sauce on rice, it's amazing. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I
and
mean, if you've never had adobo, I encourage you to try and search it out. To try it, either pork adobo or chicken. I guarantee it. You will not be disappointed.
so I go to an Indian restaurant and I ask him, "What's this mutton or what's this blah blah blah? What's this?" And, oh, tastes like adobo.
Holy
Everything
God.
tastes like adobo with a little bit of soy sauce.
Right, and vinegar. But so I ordered the um whatchamacallit. Hold on. So we ordered a chicken bucket meal with the spaghetti as well.
Oh,
I'm not a big fan of the Jollibee spaghetti.
it's
I don't know what it is.
too sweet. They got like they probably put sugar in it too. I
I
don't know
don't
if it
know. I
tastes
mean,
the same there. That's what I don't like about it here. Here, I think they put hot dogs. They put hot
Yeah,
dogs
here
there.
too. They put hot dogs here, but it's
Right.
supposed to be the red hot dog, the
Right.
Filipino hot dog, right?
Yeah.
But they don't put the Filipino hot dog. I don't know what kind of hot dog it is.
Don't no idea what
Yeah.
kind of brand or whatever it is. Also, but there, that's what I think it is. It's sweet.
But I'm
It's
not a big yeah, it's definitely sweet and there's a lot of cheese. Way too much.
right.
And I'm just not a big fan of the spaghetti.
Kids love
Honestly,
kids
huh?
love it though.
Oh yeah, my daughter loves it. My little one. I
Yeah.
mean, every time we get it, she literally double fisting and shoving it in her face. That's what she does. I don't know why. Yeah. Um, my wife likes it. I don't know what. Maybe it is too sweet. I mean, my wife's spaghetti when she makes spaghetti,
Uh,
so good. It's called bolognese, not spaghetti when she makes it.
bolognese.
Yeah.
Is it
Oh my god, amazing.
what makes bolognese? The pasta itself, right? Not the sauce.
No, it's definitely the sauce. It's not as thick. It's meatier. A lot more ingredients into it, really.
Uh,
Um, and it's not as saucy, if that makes sense.
yeah.
You know, it's more on the uh
Tomato side?
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Bolognese.
delicious. It's amazing. Bolognese. I don't know.
I don't know what it's called, but me, just for, in case your wife wants to make spaghetti for me, I like it sort of really like with tomato chunks and sort of watery. Like,
Yeah, so do I. But that's how she makes her bolognese. It has tomato chunks in it,
ah,
and it's not thick. It's more
water,
soupy.
watery. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
so good.
the one that I can't really stand, although I'll eat it in case if there's food, is the one that's like pure meat. It's like just giniling.
Oh, I can't stand that.
And like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's too much,
yeah,
too strong. Wow. I don't find the same taste when it comes to spaghetti.
yeah, yeah. Even their palabok at Jollibee, even I can do a better job than that. That was just, eh. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's gross, but I can do a better job.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it. Although the chicken, I don't know. Have you ever had Popeye's chicken?
Yeah, yeah. This Popeye here.
Oh, okay. So Jollibee to me
Mm.
is Popeyes is still number one to me.
Oh,
Jollibee's kept creeping up though. The only
oh, okay.
difference with Jollibee is it's not as consistent flavor wise.
Jollibee is not consistent flavor wise.
Yeah,
There. Oh, that's
yeah.
interesting.
It's kind of weird. Like
It's
we usually get half spicy, half mild, right?
uh-huh.
Sometimes there's barely any spices like spicy in it. The mild's the same, whatever.
That's interesting. Cause here it's I gotta give it to Jollibee here. It's pretty consistent. You know what I really miss though when it comes to fast food is Taco Bell. We have Taco Bell here,
It's
but
not the same.
the grossness and the taste and the sauce, it's not the same as it is there. Like here, it's
There,
almost here Taco Bell is like almost just like one step. If it weren't for the plastic spoons, it's already like fine dining kind of taco.
really?
It doesn't
Oh
have
my
that
god, they
gross.
ruined it.
Yeah, it doesn't have that gross like meat that you don't know where it came from kind of taste.
Do you remember the Taco Bell at
That
Ceremony Mall?
that's what I miss. That's
Yeah,
what I
remember how when we went there a couple of times, we shared one cup of soda.
You remember that? Why?
Yeah, dude, we'd buy some tacos because back then it was only like what 29 cents or 39 cents each.
Mm, yeah,
And
yeah,
but for me, you, and sometimes Anthony, we'd all just buy one cup and drink and just
yeah.
keep going back for refills.
Right. I haven't told. I was just thinking about this last night or the other day. I haven't told Anthony about our little podcast here, our
Oh,
little shenanigans here.
do you keep in touch with him or what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're. I mean, we don't talk to each other as much as we do here now.
Right.
But yeah, I get in touch with him every now and then, and Yeah, I'm too embarrassed to share this podcast with you.
Jesus, dude. I don't know. Who cares? Why would you be embarrassed?
Because that's part of our promise that we're not going to. Well, that's my promise. I'm not going to share it with family and friends.
Well, he's literally halfway around the world. What's gonna matter?
Yeah, yeah,
Are you
yeah.
gonna see him?
Now that we're talking about it, I'll probably
Right.
share this episode with him. But yeah, it's just one of those things
What?
that we just started, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, we're at episode 21 already.
It
And I
has
never
gone
really,
by pretty fast, though.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, there was something that you mentioned a while ago that we sort of glazed over. I wanted to go back to real quick. Um,
Yeah.
can't remember what it was, but now there's another question in my mind. Like,
What's that?
well, it Anthony is one of the guys that I know is really passionate about martial arts. I'm
Yeah.
just
Very.
wanted to acknowledge, or how do I say this? It's or ask this question. Did you turn out to be doing what you thought you'd be doing when you were in like high school back in the days when we were, drinking off of the same cup of soda kind of thing?
No. No. I mean, I was one of those guys that didn't really have a plan. I never had a
Yeah.
plan or a um like a dream, so to speak, of doing something.
Okay.
Yeah. I just ended up doing what I ended up doing. And now I wish I would have jumped the gun with this whole making a living off social media like
Mm.
15 years ago. You know?
Yeah, well, that's another story. But I just wanted to mention with Anthony, I'm proud of him because he, with all the stuff that he's into, he got himself. I don't know if he's owner or co-owner or how it works with him, but he's like for sure. I don't think he's just working there. I think he owns it or part owner or whatever. They got a martial arts studio in San Bruno somewhere.
Oh,
Uh,
that's awesome.
never been there though. Back when I visited in 2004. It wasn't up yet, I
Right.
think. Yeah.
I
But it's
mean,
just
he's always been, as far as I've known, like really into martial arts.
yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know if he's into competitions or what, but I know he's gotten into a
Right.
fights and stuff. But yeah, it's just interesting that you know,
I mean, that's good though, you know. I mean,
whatever he
what
got
about
into,
you? Did
he
you
really
end up doing whatever it is that you wanted to do?
yeah, just my thing with Anthony, it's just quite legit on how he sort of evolved or got into whatever he got into. But yeah, as
Right.
for myself, yeah, I think a little too much. Like I never really sort of look back. I mean, there's a little bit of regret too that I could have planned it, but how do you plan these things, right?
Well,
Um,
you set a goal and you reach for it.
No, no, no. I'm thinking about like which train do you hop onto? Like which career do you hop on, or how much time and effort do you put on social media? It's like I knew that it was something, but I was just nah,
Yeah.
or maybe I was just too proud or too elite, like you said, elitista. The way you say, the way you describe. No, you know what my excuse was all the time? I didn't have the right camera for it, or I didn't have the right computer for it. So yeah,
Right.
I never really jumped on it. It was just too much, or internet was too slow. There was always some kind of
I never got into it too.
maybe it's just maybe it's our. Do you know a lot of people our age, our generation that got into it?
No, not really.
Not really, right? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it's a millennial thing. But going back to like career, if that's what you were asking me, I was always like whether it was radio, television, or it was broadcast or whatever, it was always it was always around the same sort of
Right.
industry ish.
Well, I've always thought like before years and years ago when those little patches of times that we would actually catch up with each other, I
Uh,
kind of vicariously lived through you. in a way back then because
Oh,
at that time you were literally on Nickelodeon. You're filming videos for for whatever.
yeah.
I think you shared a commercial that you had briefly with Sharon Coneta or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. You saw that,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. So I distinctly remember it. Some kind of scene or whatever where
Uh-huh.
you're walking around the corner or
Oh,
something. I
let me
don't
tell
know.
you the story behind that. No, that was the time I was 17. Yeah, yeah, and that's not a commercial. That was a movie, Madrasta.
Ah,
Quick, tell you a quick story about that, and then how. Yeah, are you in the mood for it? Um, we
well,
were
I'm busy right now.
sort
The
of
fuck?
trying to figure out like what I wanted to do with like my life, right? And then
Yeah,
my mom had this brilliant idea of like, why don't you find out and hang out? Because like I wanted to be in, I wanted to do video production stuff and that kind of thing, but I never really experienced it or hung out. Anyway, so she got in touch with a friend of a friend. An uncle of mine happened to be working in the like was active at church, and like in their little band at church, they had somebody that was doing sound for uh I think it was called Star Cinema. I'm not sure which one it was with GMA. Anyway, so
right.
GMA, one of the networks here, they have like a movie outfit, production outfit. The TV network had a movie that they were doing anyway. So somebody was working on Madrasta. The sound guy was there, and then they said, hey, hang out, like see what's going on. So I got the address, went down to Manila, and then tagged along. And when you I was like hanging out there for like 3 days, and they're like, poor guys hanging out with us, not getting paid, is just watching what we're doing. And I was, having the time of my life.
Right.
I didn't need to get paid. I was getting the experience and the exposure, I think is the right word, that I wanted to get. And then they said, you know how to act? You wanna do something, blah blah blah, like that. I was like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Really?
Yeah, so it was just a matter of, okay, we'll give you a couple of lines. So they'd come up with the lines or the script like on the spot. And
Right.
then
Right.
they said, okay, Sharon's going to walk this way, and then blah blah blah. And then I was like, I know, I've done my theater time in in high school in El Camino and like that. So
Did you actually get to talk to her?
not really one on one, like hi, hello, like
Right.
okay, hello, like just small talk like that.
Right.
Um, yeah, so, I mean, there's 100 extras, and but what I did enjoy doing the most was not necessarily like the acting with was that that's where I learned that there's a director, and then there's an assistant director.
Correct.
The assistant director actually does the dirty job of walking up to the actors, telling them exactly what to do, blah blah blah. The
Right.
director just sits sort of behind the monitor, or in this case, Olivia Lamasan was really like handling the camera herself. So she wasn't doing the dirty work of walking to the set or walking to the camera and telling actors exactly what to do. That was the job of the assistant director.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
made friends with the assistant director, or the AD is what they call them here. Um, and usually that's the one with the loudest voice, or with a microphone that's like
Right.
shouting on set, and not usually the director. The director is usually like soft spoken, like talking to the client or talking to whatever in the background, who you never really hardly hear from. Anyway, so the it's also funny that I found out that the AD has like assistant ADs, which is sort of what I tried to squirm myself into doing, because
Right.
you're basically sort of an apprentice for the assistant director. But what does the assistant director do? So the assistant of the assistant director do. Um, I I was handling crowd work. The AD, the first AD, which would be the one handling whatever the main subject is on screen, or the main actor is doing on screen. The second AD, or the assistant AD, would be handling like all the other stuff that is like way beyond the pay grade of everybody else, like crowd work, or like,
Right.
because all these extras passing by, they also need to be doing something. And then these actors, you know, they need to be told what to do sometimes. Walk faster, walk like you're in a hurry, or the other
Right.
ones you're talking to each other. Like these little business that they're doing, like somebody has to come up with that
So
instruction.
did you really not get paid for this?
No,
I mean, you
and
were
then
there for how many days?
yeah, about 3, 4, 5 days after that. Oh yeah,
And
they were wrapping up already. Yeah,
oh, I got it. I got it. So
yeah,
literally, it's just an exposure thing. Do
yeah.
you think it made an effect on your career or what? On your acting career?
I enjoyed. I,
Acting career.
I no. I enjoyed the environment. Yeah. So
Right.
and then after that, I applied for some radio work, and then from the radio work, I got into. But I think what's more interesting is when it started to fizzle out.
Right.
A lot of it was always like per project sort of work,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
and then yeah, just
Well,
eh,
at least you were still kind of in the same realm and what you wanted to do. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I never really had that luxury. I mean, I guess I had that luxury, but I just never did it. It was more like still constantly trying to figure out a job or a career that makes me happy, something
Mm,
that I wanted to do for the rest of my life, type of thing.
yeah.
Um, I
But
just never got into it really.
yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, there's also a good side and a bad side to your story and then my story also, because I was just doing things like sort of not directionless, but not just for fun, but I was going with that idea, nah, you just follow your passion and the money will come kind of idea,
Right.
which I don't think that was really good advice. you know?
Well, that's the hard part to that, though. I mean, what makes it hard when you want to follow your dreams to the most part, honestly, it's like it still requires money to try to figure that out. I mean, we all have to make money, right?
That's right. Aside,
Here, it's even harder.
what makes you say that? What do you mean? That the job
Well,
openings?
well, it's not just that. I mean, trying to figure out something what you really want to do.
Yeah.
At least back then, I guess in our generation, we didn't all have the luxury to really do what we want to do. It's
Mm,
not as easily accessible as it is now. You know what I mean? Because now a lot of people actually do this whole content creation thing
mm,
online to make a little bit of money while they're
mm.
trying to pursue their dreams. Do you know
Right.
what I mean? And it's
Right.
awesome. We didn't have this kind of easy access to these things back then.
And then, so when I finally got the camera, finally got the computer and kind of thing,
Right.
it's the strangest thing for me because I kind of felt like I was fish out of water. I didn't know what I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, meh. So the
Right.
sort of
Right.
the bus just left without me. I had all the bags, but where am I going?
Well,
So I didn't get up.
pero at least again, like I said, you were still in the same realm of what you wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah,
At
yeah.
least you had that kind of inclination. I never wala eh.
I
I
think
never had that.
the good side about my inclination was I just never felt like I wanted to keep up with the Joneses kind of feeling.
Right, right,
I knew that I would be if I did that because I didn't really know. Some people like you kind of have to have I guess that want or desire to it. I don't know. Not it's not for everybody is what I'm saying.
right.
And and then it's funny that like some of the people that aren't even interested in doing film photography, video making, and social media are doing that because of something else that they're interested like in, like for example like a science project, and it just so
Yeah,
happens to be they just so happen to have a camera, and so then later on they learn the skill of video making, cinematography kind of thing, but it's focused on something else, like on the project that they're doing. But
yeah,
for
yeah,
me, I'm like the a carpenter, but I didn't know what house to build kind of
yeah.
thing. But for some people, they have this idea of what house they want to build already. They just happen to need or have a camera or a carpenter that they can use to build. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, yeah,
So
it
there's
does. It
that
does.
chicken and the egg of like, you know, the making of it, the production of it, and then the actual story and stuff behind it. But did you sort of like, were you forced into the industry that you're in, or were you somehow still,
No,
were you interested in what you ended up doing anyway?
well, to be quite honest with you, I know this is gonna sound really crappy and like cliche-ish and whatnot, right? I never really. Yes, I was good, and I think I loved what I was doing at the hotel industry, but it burned me out, you know. And then now, what I'm doing now, it's
Mm.
mainly I got into it because of responsibilities. That's it, you know. I'm doing what I'm doing because I have to, because I got bills to pay. I got shit to take care of, you know.
Sounds so mature.
I know. But honestly, so there's a lot of opportunities where my kids could have actually, even years ago, they were all venturing off this whole gaming, streaming, and whatnot, where they could get paid doing it. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mm, mm.
But they just never had the drive to do it, even though they wanted to do it before. They were kind of like they wanted things like, oh, they're gonna do it and it's all perfect and ready already, not going through the whole like what we're doing, you know, trial and error type of thing.
You mean they were perfectionists?
No, they that if they were gonna do something like, for example, um,
Everything
streaming
had
their gaming, for
everything had
example.
to be perfect?
Yeah, it's like everything's working perfectly already, and then plus they needed to have
Oh,
the best equipments already for some reason.
sounds so spoiled.
No shit. No shit. I didn't want to say it because you
Oh,
know,
oh, sorry. You
but they're
that should.
never gonna hear it, so it's fine.
So I hope you don't mind me saying that your kids are spoiled, but yeah.
No, that's fine because they are. They are.
But
You
that's
know, like
exactly.
they wanted to get like $150 equipment already. Come
Wow.
on. It's
But
40 bucks right there, baby.
I say the same. I mean, that's the same thing, I guess, for myself also. Like, I just didn't have the drive, I guess, to
Right.
want to do it right away.
But going back to what I was saying, so they had that opportunity, you know? And I think I felt like it was a missed opportunity in their behalf, right?
Mm.
Because we see these things online all the time with all these random people and the shenanigans. They make they're making two, three, $4,000 a month for doing nothing, basically, you know?
Maybe
And
it's
it's
just
insane.
maybe it's
So
poor parenting. No, I'm trying to. It was it like were you not encouraging enough? Were you,
I
or
was,
was
but
it
you gotta do the work. That's the problem. There's still work involved to it. But
maybe you're not,
if they don't want to do the work, they're
maybe,
expecting it to be up
maybe they
and
were
running already.
maybe they were expecting you to do it,
Fuck
and then
that.
that they would just walk in and be the star, and but you'd set
Now they were
everything up.
copying what people were doing online, expecting that it's going to be easy, and then you just do this and that's it already. No, they don't. They just didn't want to deal with it, you know. But
Were you discouraging at all? Were you like making
no,
fun of
obviously,
them?
no, no. I was being as supportive as I could, 1,000%. And in some cases, I'd tell them, "Hey, we don't need to get the best equipment yet. You could start somewhere." So the bottom line is, I wish right now I can get to that point. You know what I mean? Even to make a little bit out of this, that would be awesome. I'm just saying because it would be a perfect job. You know what I mean? Can you imagine just going to work 4 hours a day, 2 days a week? You know what I mean?
That's what everybody wants to do now, right? But it's
Yeah.
so.
Well, it's not even about that. I'm not after that, to be honest with you. What I'm after is the possibility of being able to work anywhere. when I mean anywhere,
Mm,
I mean anywhere. I can set this. I can go right now, take a drive down to Florida, stop in the middle of 200 miles away at a rest stop, pull
right,
up in my car, connect my computer to my Wi-Fi on my phone, and we can actually do a recording. You know
right,
what I mean?
right. Yeah, of
I could be in the
course.
middle of Disneyland, walking around and make a recording.
How do you feel about that idea that, we maybe we're too late or could have missed the how I mean, the thing that
Mr. Boat?
missed the boat, that it's saturated. We missed the first sort of land grab that they were saying, that the
Right.
first come, what do you call that? Like, if you're first in market or first in business, you have the luxury, you have a higher chance of being successful because you're one of the first ones in there.
Correct. You're the pioneer.
Pioneers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but there's still an opportunity, right? There's
Yeah.
still an opportunity. I mean, I'm trying to do when we're not behind the mic, I'm constantly, even on my phone, trying to like market and advertise our shit, like on Facebook, posting it all the time. I'm sure people are getting annoyed of me constantly posting links and here and there and all that stuff. But you know what? I'm at the point where you said it best. Um, just go, go, go. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because I was also, that's also what I was fighting against, that this whole perfection thing before we start. And I kind
it
of
doesn't
like
have
that.
to be perfect though. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
And I like that idea of, like, we're figuring it out as we're going along.
Correct. You're
Yeah.
adapting because
Yeah.
the way I equate to that is us going through those steps and the trial and error. It shows that we're trying to do everything we can
Yeah.
to improve, not just on the content, but everything else around us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
don't know
it's a
what your
good.
I don't know what your goal is, but for me, I'm happy that, well, 20 is a big number, but I was thinking, like, if we could do like 100, like a solid number.
Why
Like,
would there be an end goal for
yeah,
the
yeah.
shows?
No, 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 but no, not even an end goal, but the whole idea of just building something sort of brick by brick, sort of
Right, right,
consistently, right?
right,
Which is also like, how do you eat an apple? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you make a brick? How was the Great Wall of China built? One brick at a time, kind of thing. It just feels good to be sort of building something.
right, right. I mean, look
Not
at it this way. So, right now we're at episode 21. That's coming up, right?
Yeah,
So the past 2 months since January, February, March, because we're in March now, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So January, we're averaging about 10 episodes per month.
Okay.
If you think about it, at the end of the year, we're gonna have
Yeah,
120 episodes, dude.
that's right.
I don't know about you, but that's kind of pretty cool.
That's right.
Although it's gotten pretty fast.
And then after 120 episodes, and we're still not making money off of it, are we gonna quit?
No, I don't want to. I want to keep trying. There's got to be an end somewhere, but I, some people will do something to. I don't know. I don't like the idea, like you said. I think we're on the same page of this. I don't like the idea of having to just talk about something to create a gimmick that would just keep
Mhm.
people coming in. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I don't know. Maybe sometimes I don't know, but I don't want that to be the staple of what it is we're trying to do here. Does that make sense?
I hear you. I hear you. But you know what excites me about what we're doing also? It kind of reminds me of, it's very humbling. I think it's also why I like doing what we're doing. It's very humbling in a sense that, we just don't put up a Jollibee franchise and the guests are going to start coming in.
Right.
You make quite a financial investment because of already what they have and the business model that they have, kind of thing. But
Right.
I like the if it's called a brick and mortar or blue collared kind of thing, where I admire the delivery riders here and the the street vendors that come up to you on the street, or like the taho vendor, which is something that you don't have a lot there in the States, right? You don't have people walking around na in Tagalog yung naglalako. They're
No,
walking
no,
they're
not at all.
they
Wala talaga.
they buy something and then they sell it for a little bit more than whatever they got it for.
Right.
But basically it's one of those things na they're quote unquote sort of making money for themselves, not by work. I think the whole idea that I like about it is that they're not working for someone else, one, and number two, that if they don't work, they don't get paid. If they don't work, they
Right.
don't have anything. Am I making that connection? I mean, we're not getting paid for
I
what we're
think
doing.
we're not, you know.
We're not getting paid for what we're doing, but I think what I'm trying to say is what I like about it, or the idea behind it that I enjoy, is that you're sort of building your own thing on your own. You're not sort of not that you're not working for somebody else, but you have control over your future, in a sense, like, are you going to make another episode, or are you going to go out today?
Right.
You're not beholden to some company.
Yeah, I know what you're saying now. Where you're not exactly tied down, you know.
Yeah, you're not tied down, but it's not to talk shit about working for somebody else. It's not really that. It's just it's the fact that they rolled up their sleeves and they get their hands dirty, sort of thing.
It's the fact that we're doing what we need to do, and we're doing it the best way that we know how to do. Right?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
guess you can put it that way.
I mean, you have to admit the behind the scenes of what we're doing. Yes, it's the work is piling up a little bit, but we're doing it.
Yeah. But the thing is, are we just spinning our wheels?
What do you mean?
Like, spinning our wheels in a sense, like, oh, I'm enjoying what we're doing, but we're not really making any money.
Well, the wheel needs to be spun no matter what, because
Yeah.
how else is it going to run? How else are we going to end up doing what we're doing if we don't do the back work, right?
Yeah, no. I mean,
I mean, it'd be nice if we can get paid for it, right? I mean, I think that we have that common goal, but
that's the thing, Jason. Would anybody be willing to pay for the two of us to talk?
yeah, but everybody else can say the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody has to start from somewhere. Do we did did Brad Pitt automatically think he was Brad Pitt, like he's gonna be a superstar? Did the Michael Mayer show podcast think that they're going to be that popular at the bottom line? No, dude.
You
We've only
think?
been around. We've only been around for 20 episodes.
No, but you think the Michael Myers show didn't like do their thing knowing that they're going to be making money off of it? You think?
No. Well, no, that was the goal. The goal was to be able to monetize it.
Mm.
That's what their goal was.
Mm.
It's not going to happen with a snap of a finger, no
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
what. It'd be nice if we could just, hey, can you donate something so that we can actually continue doing what we love to do? Who's to say that people are not listening, right?
Okay, I think I know what my problem is now. No, I mean,
What?
not a problem, or what we need to do.
What?
I think we need to.
Am I gonna need to hear this on the air or not?
No, yeah, maybe. I don't think it's going to hurt, but I think we need to like give more sort of value to people, like to get something off of
Correct.
listening to us. Like, I don't know,
We
either.
already discussed this. We agreed we're gonna do it every now and then, but we
Right,
can't
right,
do
right.
it all the time.
Maybe I'm overthinking it. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, hold on. I kind of feel like we dug ourselves into a hole here. There was something else that I wanted to
Well,
ask you about.
let me interrupt you first. There's one thing I do
Yeah.
want to talk about. I want, or at least I don't really want. We don't really need to there's not much to talk about. Okay, but I do want to express one thing.
Okay.
I have decided that it is time for me to say goodbye to my recliner.
What?
It's time for me to say goodbye to my recliner.
You have a
Um,
recliner? What do you mean?
it's a recliner seat. You know what
You,
I mean?
you're sitting on a recliner right now?
No, I have one behind this curtain that faces directly 60 degrees to the television.
Oh no.
Yeah. Um, my wife gave me a recliner 6 years ago, and I think it's time to retire it. Um, it's like falling apart, dude. The cushion is not even cushion anymore. My ass is literally imprinted to the seat. It's so bad. It's not comfortable anymore. My armrest, literally, there's two little hole marking on the arms because of my elbows. You know? It's the leather off my seats every time I get up is attached to my butt already. I mean, I'm, I'm walking around and I'm seeing remnants of
Oh no.
leather from my seat. And the main reason I really brought it up is because I just saw it on the ground. So I'm sad. I'm not gonna have a recliner anymore.
And I
It's
thought
time to let it go.
I thought you were going to say something like you're going to watch less television, throw away the recliner, spend more time with the family.
I don't necessarily watch TV when I'm sitting on my recliner. Sometimes I'm just on the phone or fiddling around on my laptop,
Mm.
or my daughter just spinning the recliner until I get dizzy. What's up?
Is that the like the lazy boy type of recliner?
Yeah,
That's the one, right? Okay.
yeah. I have a black one, the small one. My wife gave it to me for Christmas 6 years ago, and I think it's time to say sayonara. It's
There's
falling apart, dude. I mean, every time I get up, I'm like, is my ass peeling? I mean, it's just shredding. It's horrible. And it looks like there's like a skid mark almost looking.
nice.
Anyway, whatever.
It's the like you're I'm thinking of like again Egyptian anthropology here or like the pyramids like where like we could see the remnants of his elbow was right here, with,
Exactly.
with so much time. And I'm hearing music in the on the back. Can you hear the music through the microphone? There's like construction, or either they're building
No,
something or tearing something down,
no, I'm not hearing anything.
and it's coming going inside the headset that I'm wearing.
Balot Penoy.
Not quite.
No,
Not quite. Oh, and then did I mention to you that I got the chance to talk to the balut guy, and
no, you haven't said anything.
how he came up with the idea of so one time after I told you the story about this balut guy with the speakers and the
Right.
with the cell phone recording his voice, I think it was
Did he actually loop it?
he looped it, and
That's awesome.
it was telling me that it was his kid's idea because he
Yeah,
was
instead of him yelling.
running out of he was always paos at night.
Right.
When he gets home, he'd have like a sore throat because he'd be screaming and yelling balot like for the whole neighborhood, subdivision. And
That's awesome.
yeah, so they came up with this idea to have the cell phone with the speakers on plus on the bike, so he's not walking around um tiring himself. Now he just bikes around the neighborhood with the speakers and the cell phones on. Um, I wanted to ask you, and since we started this podcast, since we started recording, we've been sort of dibbling and dabbling about moving back in the Philippines, and you've been sharing passport bros videos with me. How I'm just curious, how much, zero being the lowest, 10 being the highest, and beyond, how much do you miss the Philippines?
15.
Really?
Yeah,
I
I'd say
mean,
the last 5 years. Yeah. I constantly think about it. Like
re-
if man. Let me put it this way. If my kids, the only thing that's stopping us right now, I think really, I mean, not the only thing that's stopping us, but what another thing that makes it harder is because we have a toddler who's 2 years
oh,
old, right?
is that why you got in touch with me to do this podcast, so I can be your local guide when you come here?
No, fuck no. I mean, it'd be nice, yeah. I hope you'd offer, but no. Um, I'll pay you in free meals. I'll buy you 3 meals a day, right?
Like, no,
Just
think about this. So, and if like it's not that it's hard for me to think, but I how do I say this without sounding like a jerk? But basically,
too
isn't
late.
it isn't it like, like, wouldn't it be normal to think like, hey, you're already there, why would you want to come back here? Like, the government
Well,
system is the same, the rules and regulations for the road is different, the
that's the
culture is.
biggest misconception, though. The life here, it's all about work, 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 stress, 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 yada yada yada. Yada.
But the
It's
weather,
always what?
the snow, the weather, the Christmas, the summer, the spring, that's what I
You
miss.
are you done? Seriously?
The bus comes on time, the trains arrive on time,
Are you done?
people in general arrive on time.
No, they don't. Well, I don't know. I just honestly, I think it's more like the nonchalant feeling of being in the Philippines. You know what I mean? The relaxed feeling. Yes, we all have to work because we all have to feed ourselves, put a
Mm,
roof over our head, but the life and feelings in general in the Philippines as opposed to here,
mm,
it's just more light over
mm,
there. You know?
mm,
Here it's always chasing after the next big thing. Always trying to,
mm.
I don't know, keep up with the Joneses, like the way you put it.
Is it more enticing for you to think about it now that there's this chance to be, like a digital nomad, that you could be working from anywhere in the world? Is
Yeah.
that what sort of opened up the idea?
No. Well, I wanted to do this a
Mm,
long time ago.
mm, 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 mm,
This I've always wanted to do. I'd
mm,
say
mm,
about 10 years, probably.
mm,
I,
mm,
I
mm,
can't remember the exact time that I actually had this first conversation with you, but
mm,
it's been a long time,
mm, mm.
you know. Now, if it works out and it allows me to provide for my family, shit, that's awesome. Why
Mm.
not? Why wouldn't you want to? Is
We
it
need
too late? I don't know. Maybe, but
I
at
think
least
we need to come up with like a song and dance number for
song and
people.
dance number.
Yeah,
Really?
for people to be willing to pay us for what we're
Harry,
doing.
I'm recording. I'm recording. I'm recording.
What did he need? Need to
He wanted
borrow the
no, he
car?
wanted me to something about French dip. I don't know. but, but my point is, I don't know. I need to put a light out there. If it's on, don't come in.
Okay.
I don't know why.
At least he wasn't offering you food to taste test.
Oh,
Sometimes just
Jesus Christ.
food just
Look
comes
at
in here,
me. My
and then
name's Noel. I'm very elitist. I'm always complaining that people's cooking for me. Yada yada yada.
making me taste food at the wrong time of the day. I mean, come here, people, come on.
Jeez, do these
Let's
people not know that artists are at work?
so that's not to be cynical or not just wondering where sort of all that's coming from and I don't know.
No,
I maybe
honestly,
would it be like that anywhere in the world that we go to if we
yeah,
I don't
I
know what
think
it
so.
yeah
This is like the most
because
stressful country to live in.
really
Yes,
because like wouldn't it be normal to think like hey pare you made it you're there congratulations we're
it'd be
all
easy if, well, I shouldn't be saying what I'm saying. Okay. Like, for example,
land of opportunity.
no, it's not. It is, but within reason. Okay. You know what? There's so many people in California that are making $70,000 a year or $80,000 a year, and they can't even get um, an apartment because their credit score is bad.
Mm,
They have to live in a car or whatever, or they can't afford it because rent is $3,000 a month. You know,
mm,
to go to the doctor's office to have stitches removed, it's
mm,
like what, $800? It's insane. Medical, everything costs so much here. The food prices have skyrocketed
mm,
dramatically. Gas is always up and down. It's never cheap. Um, Insurance, don't even get me started with insurance, especially health insurance. For crying out loud, I don't understand why it cost $2,000 just. Do you know how much it cost just to have our daughter? Take a wild guess.
what
I'm
do you mean
gonna
to have your
allow.
you
No,
mean
no, the whole thing for the doctor's bill and all that stuff. Hospital. Take a wild guess.
5,000
Now
more
times five.
you kidding
I'm not. If
$25,000
if we didn't have insurance, we would have paid close to a little bit over that. But since we had insurance, we only paid about like what 6,000. But
does
still,
that
six
does
seven
that
thousand.
does that include her college tuition?
I wish, right? No,
Jeez,
I'm
that
not even kidding.
hospital bills? Are you
Yeah,
talking about the whole 9 months?
no, no, no. That's just for giving birth and 3 days in the hospital.
Jeez.
Yeah,
You know,
it was close to 30.
my gulay. You were talking about insurance the other day. We were talking about insurance the other day. Driver's license insurance. You were saying for
Yeah,
new drivers. I was just thinking about it the other day. I don't think we have after we had that talk, I was thinking about what we talked about. I mean, I was thinking about it after. I don't think we have driver's insurance here. We have vehicle insurance. Like if you get into an accident and the vehicle itself causes
well,
uh
that includes insurance for the drivers.
it includes okay,
Yeah, that
like
it's like a
the
package thing. Yeah,
contract is different. Yeah, because I was thinking like here, it's only vehicle insurance, but for you, whether you're a new driver or
I
a
mean, like I
veteran,
said, my son just being a new driver,
yeah,
he
yeah,
cost 3 times more than what I used to pay for my wife and I together.
right. Yeah, you were saying that, but yeah, I was thinking we don't have that kind of thing here.
It's
But
insane. The cost of like just to have insurance on health insurance alone. Well, just for insurance, health insurance, renter's insurance,
mm-mm.
car insurance every month. All right. We're playing we're paying close to about $1,200
But
just a month.
would you be willing to live like in a Nipa hut here though? Would you be willing to sort of
Well,
downgrade your? Are you
we're
thinking?
definitely gonna downgrade, but not like on a fucking Bahay Kubo.
Are you thinking of moving back or just vacationing or a little bit of
If
both
now, if we can move back, yeah, absolutely.
or leave the
Yeah.
kids there?
I mean, we can't leave our two girls, but our
Yeah.
son probably is gonna want to stay here because he's gonna be 18 this year. Um, I don't know. It really depends. But I don't know, man. If we could, believe me,
Yeah.
if we had the money right now to leave and just start a business back home in the Philippines, we're out. I'll put my daughter through private school. I'm all right.
Private school.
Well, yeah. I'm not gonna I'm gonna if we do bring our kids there, they're gonna go
Oh.
to one of those international schools,
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
you
see
know,
what you mean. Yeah.
because we want to be able to give them the opportunity as well if they want to come here when they're older. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But doesn't it get stressful? Don't you imagine it also getting stressful? Like where here it's so what how did you describe it? So relaxed?
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be
It's
stressful? Because like, hey, come on, people, let's move. Let's move. Like,
well, there's a difference, you know. Like, come on, move, bilis, bilis, bagal,
oh,
bagal. Come on, sige, sige, sige.
diba? There's like things that you're going to be stressed out here about. Like people, let's say, don't fall in line when they get on the jeepney, kind of thing, and or nagtutulakan, or just
And in comparison to the stress here,
mm,
I mean, I'd
that's
much rather
nothing.
deal with the stress there.
Really?
Yeah.
At least there, it's sort of organized. There's like process, time and motion sort of happening sort of predictably.
I guess it depends, you know.
Here, it
One
happens
of the
when it
biggest
happens.
things, yeah. But one of the biggest things that causes the stress here is the financial aspect.
Mm,
You know, if you have the financial freedom, even
mm.
just a little bit, you wouldn't be worrying about a lot of things, you know. And in the Philippines, with things being cheaper, I mean, you can build a two-story home for
Y-
like $50,000.
Yeah,
You
if
can't
you,
even get a box over here for that.
yeah,
I mean, what's that? Like $50,000 is literally two,
2.5
yeah,
million pesos.
2.5, 2.6 million.
Yeah. Even
That's a
half
pretty
of,
decent size.
I know someone that got house and lot for half of that, like 1.2.
And we're not even looking at living in the city.
Yeah.
Obviously, it'd be in possibly Siargao or something, or wherever my
All
wife's.
right. Right, right,
Yeah.
right. No, I'm just no, but for me, I miss the weather. The difference, like,
The different seasons.
with different seasons, you get to rotate around your wardrobe collection,
I'm sick of it.
your
I'm
jackets.
so sick of it. It's too freaking cold over here in the wintertime, and it's hot as balls in the summertime. One
I
way or the
know.
other, I'm sweating somewhere because one, if it's winter, your heater in the house is too freaking high that you're sweating, right? And then in the summertime, as soon as you step outside, you're already sweating. So
But
whatever.
here
People get sick.
it's a
Yeah.
sauna. You know, one of the sadder experiences that I've had with, and I hope we don't run out of time with this story, but real quick one. I had the privilege, the opportunity to work for a nonprofit organization here, doing like videos for them.
Right.
And, 24/7, we were exposed to, impoverished communities, trying to help them out, trying to help them get sponsors or donors for basic operations that they might need. And
Mm,
these are like impoverished families that can't afford, the simplest kind of major operations, but they're pretty common or simple. They're not like uh anything special, like a bypass surgery, some heart surgery or something like that. Just sort of,
Right.
like maybe simple things like a kid broke an arm or a leg and they can't afford the to have it healed or what.
What do you mean over there in the Philippines or what?
Yeah, there was one kid that it healed, but it healed the wrong way, so they needed to do another operation kind of thing, so they needed
Right.
some help. It was just one of those things where just one of those frustrating things. And I was talking to the president or the director of that nonprofit, that the whole goal or the whole idea, it's a shame that even that NGO, that nonprofit organization exists, because the government can't take care of these people. So we have to come up with another group or another entity, because these people are basically forgotten and
Right.
and and
Right.
not taken care of with the city. But you guys, you guys have welfare, and there's sort of a system for, which also reminds me about your.
Welfare. What do you mean?
No, I'm thinking, like, if somebody like files for bankruptcy, or they don't have a job, there's somebody that you can run to, right?
Yeah, there's places for that, like Salvation Army
Yeah, but the thing
or
is, even if you guys have that, they're still homeless, diba?
oh, plenty, plenty.
Right.
That's what I'm
So
saying. Because even though there's Salvation Army, it's so limited what the kind of donation that they're getting or support that they're getting from the governments or from the
okay.
private sector. Um, Red Cross, same thing. Uh,
Mm.
it's gotten pretty ridiculous. The cost of medical help or needs here,
Mm.
it's hard. If you have cancer
Mm.
or whatever, or
Yeah.
if you're pregnant, if you don't have insurance, you're
Yeah.
paying literally an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Don't even get me
Yeah.
started with the kids' education. I mean, college is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
know that on average, for a college student to go to a university here,
Mm.
by the time they graduate college,
Mm.
a student could be in debt
Yeah.
$200,000,
Yeah. I was
if
thinking
not more.
300. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
Whew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
it's even though high school and it's free all the way through high school, right?
Mm.
Even with that, the amount of money that's required just to keep up with the school activities and all that stuff is
Yeah.
pretty expensive.
Oh, that's another one thing that I really miss about that. The what you guys have there. I mean, I think they have it here too, but yeah, it costs a lot of money. But back
Yeah.
when I was there, and I had the privilege to be part of even if it was just public school, summer programs, sports. That's
Right.
that's what,
Right.
like, I really miss. Like, here, it's sort of like you're on your own. If you can afford it, great. If you can't, like, stay at home,
Well,
play,
that
play.
that's exactly what I'm saying. The difference there,
Yeah.
no matter what, wherever you are, you still need money, but it's easier for some reason. One of the things I actually wanted to segue to is it's in direct connection to what we've been talking about. A couple of
Okay.
days ago, I sent you a link about that other podcast about the every man has his story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's basically an American in the Philippines. So he meets all these foreigners and interviews them
Mm.
about why they moved to the Philippines.
Yeah, yeah. That's why it led me to asking you also, like, why are you sending me all these things? Are you one of these people that want to come back to the Philippines, move to the Philippines?
Right, right, right.
I mean, you're
That's what I'm
obviously
saying.
you're obviously not a passport bro, but you know, you
It's they all had so I've seen about 6 episodes of this
mm,
guy's interviews, right? And
mm.
they range from like 20 minutes to like an hour. And they're quite interesting, to be honest with you. Hearing all these people's perspectives on why they packed up,
Mm,
literally,
mm.
and moved to the Philippines. everybody had their own story. Absolutely. Everybody had their own reasons, but they all had the common reason. And that is life is just feels more relaxed in the Philippines.
Mm,
Everybody around in the Philippines, I'm not saying like everybody, but the generalization of like the people, the attitude of the people, the everyday busyness of like how life is over there
mm,
equates to the person that's coming into the Philippines and them saying that, hey, my God, even though with all this hardship that's going on,
mm,
there's still reason to be uplifting. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. And that's what I'm trying to get at. Because
mm,
here, even though life is hard enough as already as it is over here,
mm,
it's hard to have that positive outlook and the uplifting attitude. So you
mm.
end up stressed out about it all the time. At least in the Philippines, even though this is a country that's a not a third world country, it's a developing country. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a country where people are going through hardships. But with all the hardships and trials and tribulations that they have to go through,
Mm,
the the spirit that they have, the positivity, the uplifting life on views on life, that there
mm.
is hope. It's amazing, you know. You can't get that here. It's hard to get that here. Here, people are down and they're just bitching and moaning about it.
I have an idea for you.
What?
Move to Hawaii.
Living there is expensive.
Oh,
It's really expensive. It's funny you say that because my wife
yeah.
and I, it's one of the places that we wouldn't mind living to.
Or
I-
Florida.
If we could, I mean, it's one of those places, you know? Even Florida is a little bit lighter to feeling over there as opposed to anywhere here, really, or even California.
Mm,
But I think that's what I'm after, really. It's the whole idea of like, even though you're going through something hard and rough, positivity and the point of view on the how you look at things, it's just different over there. I could be wrong. I could be naive. Maybe I'm just being stupid. I don't know. But you know what? From what I've seen and what all these people are saying, I'm kind of envious, to be honest with you. I'm, I'm telling you, man. I'm. It's it's sad. It's so sad.
yeah. Like
I don't know.
there's part of me that appreciates what you're saying, and then there's the cynical friend side of me that wants to say, right, let's see how long you're gonna last. Let's see.
Exactly. But you know, here is the difference. Okay. One thing that you don't that you seem to forgot is I've actually lived both lives there and here. And I've
Yeah.
actually gone through the worst part there and the worst part here as well. So I know what I'm expecting. I know what it is that I'm actually walking into because I've been there. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But wait, what
Now,
you were
on your case, you've been in both sides as well. The flip side is you don't exactly, I think you feel like you're missing out on what it was over here. Like I've lived my younger days both in the Philippines and here. You see what I'm saying?
okay.
But you only really lived the younger days back there. And I don't think you got to experience it here. And maybe subconsciously in the back of your head, maybe that's what you're feeling like you're missing out on or you missed out on. Does that make sense?
Not sure if it does. Can't say.
What do you think it is though? Because you do have that mischievous look at you right now. Like, what the fuck is this guy saying, dude? He's making me sound like I don't know what I'm doing.
No, no, no. I think it's also the
Or is it the idea of like there's more opportunities and whatnot over here?
no, it's not that at all. I also enjoy living here at the same time, but I think it's also just being able to go back and forth would be nice. Maybe that's it for me. Like
Maybe
to be
just the
able,
idea. Are you
maybe.
not able to go back here? I don't know what the problem is. Like, why can't you go back here?
Oh, did you know that our visas were? I don't know if we were banned. There was a time when we moved back. I think we were moving back because our visas weren't
It was
being
expired.
it was expiring, and then we ended up overstaying or something like
Correct.
that.
Yeah,
So
you
when
told me
we
about that.
right, so when we tried to go back one time, we were denied.
Right.
But
Yeah, you told
finally
me that.
after 10 years of not going back, I was allowed because there was some work. No, wait, long story short is no, I just don't have a visa. And I don't think I'm banned anymore, or is banned the right word?
You were never banned. There's just a restriction after
Yeah.
based on what had happened. But
Right.
since it's been so long and
Yeah.
you were able to come back after that time period,
Yeah.
it's not going to be a problem anymore.
Yeah.
Is
No,
is it expensive to get a visa or what?
no, not so, not very. I think last time I checked it, I think it was like 7,000 pesos. Maybe I think I'm just thinking of the cost, the airfare, and all the other stuff that
Yeah.
you need to spend for.
Well, obviously.
You know, because like I'm thinking about it and I'm joking about it with you living here, living there, but really in the back of my mind, I'm also confused with the living here and living there is different from vacationing here and vacationing there. You know,
Oh, absolutely.
concept,
Absolutely.
the whole concept
There's
is
more freedom on vacationing there than here because of the fact that, well, one, it's cheaper over there, and two,
yeah,
well, there's a lot of things, nice things to see in the Philippines.
not a lot of nice things to see there. What do you
There
mean?
is, but it's not as easily accessible in the Philippines as opposed it is over there.
Not accessible in terms of traveling, in term
Traveling, cost, and whatnot. You can go on a motorcycle and travel all over the Philippines in like a month. You can't do that here.
you can't.
Yeah, I mean it'll take you forever. Plus the
To
fact that it costs more money. Gas alone is gonna kill you. I'm telling you, man.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's I'm telling you, if there was an opportunity that a business needed attention in the Philippines,
Mm.
yeah, my wife and I are jumping on that opportunity. I
What
think me
kind
and her are on the same page.
what kind of industry are you guys sort of working together
Well,
with?
they have a lot of property that's literally in the beachfront at Siargao. I mean,
Mm,
it's prime location. It's not even funny.
mm, mm,
You know what I
mm,
mean? So there's talks where like some kind of like Airbnb restaurant type of thing. I don't know. It's gonna be opened up.
What about you though? Would you still be doing what you're doing here?
What do you mean?
With the job that you have now, would you still be doing that? Or you said you're doing it just for the money, right?
Yeah. No, I'm not even kidding. I need to feed my kids.
Yeah.
I mean, if look at it this way. All right. If for some odd reason, this could be monetized in a way where we're able to you're able to live your life over there just having this thing, me
Yeah.
the same thing here. Wouldn't you want to jump at that opportunity? You know what I mean?
We were joking about you mentioned it already a while ago. I found it like the strangest thing when about a year ago I tried to do this, I had my little podcast thing going on, but it was just
Right.
me, and then I would just be looking for friends to talk to. sort of. And one of the strangest experiences that I had with trying to do this, what we're doing now, was that we were able to do it in the car. Just like
That's what I'm saying.
we were. Did you see that? Did I share you
Yeah,
that?
I saw that.
That was such a mind trip for me that we can we can
We
do
can do
this.
that now, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So no,
Imagine you can do that while you're actually driving. And
yeah,
it's
the things
impressive,
that you
how
can do.
technology, how far it's gone as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
But
no, I think it's just sort of slapping myself in the face sometimes, like, am I appreciating where I am now? And then am I appreciating there? It's really just it's a part of it, I guess, also is luck, and part of it also is just I don't know,
I don't know.
not enough sleep. But I'm I'm just trying to like let it all sort of sink in such a way that, yeah, I'm in a place where a lot of people wish that they were, just having a
Right.
little bit more appreciation for where I'm at. But
Well,
there's like a little bit of guilt or a little bit of shame feeling there. And sorry, I'm using like therapy words because I just had
no, it's fine. It's
got to
fine.
see my therapist the other day. We were talking about how, sometimes you do things or you feel things a certain, or you're not doing things because there's a little bit of like shame or guilt behind it,
Embarrassment is the word.
or embarrassment. Yeah, yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Why are you still seeing a shrink? Why are you seeing a shrink?
Just for
Or,
fun.
excuse me, therapist.
um
What? For fun? What the hell?
no, like
Go
that's
play some Jolins or something. That's for fun.
well, no,
Not go see a therapist.
if I wasn't in back when I was in high school, back when I was younger, I was also
For
like
fun.
no, kid, no, I'm not even joking. It was my second choice for college course, psychology. So it interests me how the brain works, how not not the brain, physically the brain, but just how all these, the past and then the present, and then
Can
how
I
you
tell you a secret?
think of things in the future, and how all of these sort of affects each other.
Now,
What?
next time you talk to your therapist, okay, just keep this in your head, okay? I'm going to tell
Mm.
you a secret. While you're having this conversation with your therapist, keep repeating this to your head. Logic, logic.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's different, man. It's like,
Everything is if no, what when I say that, the way your therapist conversates with you is through logic. Because really, that is the best way to get through a person's head is logic.
I can't argue with you on that. But have you ever
That's
had a
that's $500, by the way, or 500 pesos.
have you ever had a session with
Yeah, I
a count?
literally laughed at the guy and got up 20 minutes later. I
for
can't remember
for what?
what it was that we were talking about, but I was dumbfounded at how stupid this guy think I was.
For what?
It's he
Were
was
you were
well,
you,
he was just literally trying to use logic
no, but
and turning things around.
were you
What?
summoned by the court? Were you asked why?
No, I just for some reason felt like I wasn't getting my train of thought straight or figured out one day, and it was really bugging me for like a couple of days.
Mm.
So I don't know, for some reason popped in my head. Maybe I need to see a shrink for a couple of sessions. Try to talk it out.
I'm
No,
not.
I was dumbfounded how stupid this guy was. I
And
mean, I take it back.
how much did you pay?
Just $150.
But
That was a lot.
I'm not even kidding when I say it's for fun, because it's like, how girls, maybe, I don't know if you two go to like a spa and you just sort of like,
Hell, girls, and then you just equate you. Oh, I don't know how girls is like. I don't know how you do it. Really? I'm a girl now. Thanks, appreciate it, bro.
do you go to a spa? Do you like,
No,
right? Some guys do. But
you
but
just think that I do.
no, 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 that's
Look at
not
this
what I
guy. Look at this. Does it look like I go to the spa. Really?
You were
You're the
wearing
one who's mestizo, who looks more like your first
a
class whatever.
you were wearing a turtleneck back in high school. I wouldn't be surprised if you go to a spa.
Okay, all
It's
right.
it's all right. It's all right. It's nothing to be ashamed of. No,
Thanks, Fred.
but
Appreciate it.
what I'm trying
Nice
to get
talking to you, by the way.
what I'm trying to get at is, you know how girls need to go to the spa once in a while, get their nails done once in a while. And that's kind of how I see it for fun. Just like have a little conversation with a professional, and I'm curious what they have to
Something
say
that
about it.
cost you what? How much does it cost you?
Uh, uh, 1,000 pesos
It's $20 for an hour.
for an hour. Yeah.
You should take that $20.
You know what? I need that
Go
thousand
get your money
pesos.
back, bro.
I,
Seriously.
I need a
What
I need a new hard drive. That's what I need the money for
that's
after
what I'm saying.
running out
That
of computer space.
that 1,000 pesos. Just think about it. You know, you
Yeah.
need to go call
Now,
your therapist, walk over to their office, get your refund, walk back, and go get yourself a hard drive. Okay,
I'll tell
where their
you,
therapists get their degree at Capel.
actually, it's part of their spiel. They ask you, so why are you seeing me now? Or why did you choose to? And I was telling you the truth. I watch so many YouTube videos and I have so many self-help books that I want to get like specific answers for myself. And I wanted to see how they would translate all the shit that I read and all the stuff that I watched and researched on, how it's sort of specifically for Noel.
Are you listening to what you're saying?
Curiosity killed the cat. I'm the cat. Meow.
Jesus Christ. You should get your 1,000 pesos back. You know how much food you can get for 1,000 pesos?
I'm embarrassed to say how much it.
That's what I'm saying. So, screeching declaration. I lost my recliner, and Noel pays 1,000 pesos to make fun of his therapist.
No, not making fun. I'm making friends.
Noel makes friends at her therapist's office.
And you know
Show
what
title.
you know what I love about it? It's a one-sided relationship. That's what you're paying. That's what you're paying for. You don't have to give and take. I don't have to listen to her problems. She just listens to mine.
That's a good way to end it there. I think we're gonna cut this down. So another one in
here's the clincher. At the end of it, she says, "So what do you think you should do about this?" What do you think is the answer? No, I'm kidding. It's not like that. Like she has like a nice little explanation on how things sort of connect and work. I can't even.
Like I said before, that's the best advice you can give after talking to your therapist. Good job. Money well spent.
I know how the psychology industry is going to kill me for having failed to promote the idea of going to therapy.
Well, but thanks for tuning in, guys. Here we are again. Another one in the till.
To each his own. To each his own. Some people like buko pie with pineapple, and some people think it's weird. So
we'll catch you guys next time on the flip side with Jay and Noel. I'm Jay.
My name's Noel, but in this Tagalog, walang basagan ng trip.
Two guys, two worlds. This is the flip side. New episodes uploaded on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify every week on Wednesday and Saturday.